Good afternoon. Bonjour, everybody. Welcome. This is our live stream on boutique.nyc. Welcome, everyone. We hope that you've been well and staying safe. And today we have the pleasure to welcome Erica Suppa. Hi, Erica.
Hi, how are you?
Good, thank you very much. And Erica is actually down in Delaware and telling us that they're expecting a thunderstorm. So if there's any white noise, we're sorry about that. There's nothing much we can do. Quick words about Erica before she gets into the talk and the demonstration. Erica is a research scientist. She's a professional of the skin, and she's also a licensed skincare esthetician. She owns and operates actually 2 skincare clinics of her own down in Delaware. And so she's very much used to treating skin every day. And she came up with her line, Fresh Face Skincare, that she's going to introduce us to today, which is actually a very interesting line. And she also has some makeup. So at the end of the session, we will be happy to offer a promo code for those of you who want to try this product. So no more talking from me. I let Erica take the floor. Erica, this is you.
Okay, thank you so much, Sylvie. Boutique NYC, thanks for having me. I love being here talking with you today. So please feel free to ask questions about the product, about me, and a little bit more about me. I was a cancer biologist. That was the research science. That's a question I often get, is what area of science was I in for over 15 years? And the other question I get is, how did I become an esthetician after being a scientist? So I was a bench scientist, and it starts when I was younger. I always loved skincare. When I was young, I would make masks and steam my face in my mom's kitchen. And I vividly recall that. And so that was always like a passion of mine, but an esthetician, a skincare specialist didn't exist when I was younger. So in order to make a living and go to college, what I decided to do was go for biology. I was very in love with biology, chemistry, and math in school. So that was a logical step for me. And I went to school for biology. And then fast forward to about 10 years ago, I decided to create my own skincare product line because I really was tired of listening to false claims. And as a consumer myself with skincare, because obviously I was a skincare junkie because I loved it, I wasn't getting the results that I liked, even from professional brands of skincare. And professional brands, I mean, that can only be attained by a licensed professional. So I would go to a licensed esthetician, I would get facials monthly, and I would get sold the products, and they really weren't quite doing what I had hoped that they were doing. And I thought, why don't I make my own products that would actually help people and would work? Because the biology, my background in biology allows me to figure out the skin, obviously, and how it works, and the cosmetic chemistry piece and all of the ingredients that go into a formulation, and what consists of a formulation that's well-rounded. Those two pieces together really result in products that really are rival prescription medication. And when I became a licensed esthetician and worked on clientele and people that had been to dermatologists, they've been to other estheticians, no matter what their concerns were, it didn't have to be acne. It was aging, it was pigmentation, dark spots, age spots, whatever it was. People had been other places, they were learning to live with it. And I was like, why do they have to live with that? Why do they have to use aggressive prescription medications, of which a lot of clients can't use long term? It's not really a good solution long term. So my goal was to create fresh face skincare products that actually worked, that were not as aggressive, but just as effective as prescription medication. So that was always my goal. And what my background allows me to do is one thing, but being in the treatment room and seeing all of because I have 2 clinics, but I don't have employees. I don't have anyone else doing professional facial treatments on the clients that come into me. into my studios, and I do every single facial on every single person that comes in. And what that allows me to do is I see different case studies, right? Case after case coming in of different little nuances, whether it be lifestyle, what their product mix they're currently using, if they're under a dermatologist care, it doesn't matter. This is all that helps me collectively come up with my formulations that I come up with, like to fill in the white space, for example, of, hey, I have this issue. And then the 10th client comes in with the same issue in the same month. It's like, why isn't there a product that really helps this? So that's where my ideas come from, and my clients actually test the products that I create. So I have a lab in Wilmington, Delaware, and I have 2 locations in Delaware that I perform facial treatments at. So what I'll do is I'll make the product from raw materials, and then I have my clients test it out. And that's how I come up with the exact formulation, because I know on paper, I research ingredients through scientific journals, but I never know how much concentration of each ingredient should be in a formulation. Unless because why make it and spend all the time, all the effort, all the money, and have a formulation not be successful and that's already duplicated of something out there. I want to be very unique, and that's what I started with. And so that's how I became an esthetician. And today I'm going to talk about, and we're focusing on my Clarity Serum product that I have at Boutique. And it is a top selling product that one of the top selling products that I make. And it was one of the first ones that I made. And it's because of all of the issues that I was talking about, that clients were coming in and actually having questions on dark spots and firming the skin, and using things like retinol from a dermatologist that they quite couldn't use every single day. And with respect to acne, the serum is absolutely superb, because it's not using any ingredients that are currently used on the market for acne. And when I say ingredients on the market for acne, what are we talking about? We're talking about salicylic acid. We're talking about glycolic acid, benzoyl peroxide, sulfur. These are the top 4 ingredients that are used today for the treatment of acne. The problem is they don't work as quickly and effectively as clients would like. They may work eventually, but someone with a face full of acne, whether it's mild case or severe case, doesn't want to wait 3 to 4 months to have the acne look kind of good again, right? To kind of disappear, to kind of minimize. So what I decided to do was use mandelic acid, and mandelic acid is the primary star in the Clarity Serum. And mandelic acid is derived from almonds. It's in the same family as glycolic acid, but the one great thing about mandelic acid is it is the gentlest of all alpha hydroxy acids. So that means the molecular structure is larger, and it's able to penetrate the skin, but not too deep and not too quickly. So glycolic acid is very small. So for example, it goes through the layers of the skin so rapidly, it produces this irritation effect, and you have this tingling sensation, and it takes a while for it to work. Mandelic goes to work, stays in the upper layers of skin where the problem is. If you can see it in the mirror, it's in the upper layers of skin. It's not down below. So if you have pigmentation, if you have lack of firmness, or if you have breakout issues, Clarity is the serum for you. And if you currently use something like a retinol, as a lot of people do for anti-aging, you can use this with the retinol. Or if you're someone who cannot use retinol because it's too aggressive and you have peeling or dry skin or redness, you can use this in place of. So it's going to do the work of the retinol. And if you use it in conjunction with the retinol, it'll take your skin level to the next, take your skin game to the next level. How you use it quickly. It's 1 ounce. It's something that you use during the daytime. In the daytime, we have skin cells fall off. They collect where? In our pores. Our pores combine with the oil that's being produced, and that leads to plugs. So that will fill up the pores, making them look larger. And if you're acne prone, it's going to lead to breakouts. So you need a serum to penetrate into the pores during the day to dissolve the dead skin away. That's what Clarity Serum does. And you twist this, it's in an airless bottle to preserve the formulation so it stays Good. And you're just going to use a dime size amount for your whole face. And it's clear. And you've put a thin layer all over your skin, avoiding the eye area. And it doesn't matter if you have breakouts on this side or on your forehead. You just don't want to concentrate it there, because the benefits of brightening and firming you want all over, right? You just don't want in certain areas of your face. So, and it's quickly absorbed into the skin right away. Doesn't interfere with makeup. It doesn't smell like anything. It's not sticky. It's not greasy. It quickly absorbs and goes to work for the whole day, because you're leaving it on the skin, you're not removing it. And that's one of the secrets of why you want a serum product for exfoliation versus maybe a mask product, maybe a toner, because you're going to have a high concentration of ingredients in the serum that stays on the skin until you wash it away. So if you're using a retinol, you're going to use it at night. If you're using the clarity serum, you're going to use it during the day, because that's when skin cells fall off. If you're currently using a retinol and you have breakouts, I have many people that do, the reason they're not getting the results, and this is what a lot of dermatologists give, is retinol, a retinoid of some sort for patients. And the reason why is because the plug is already formed, because you can only use retinol at night. And retinol can only be used at night because it gets deactivated in sunlight, and it doesn't work. So vitamin A will deactivate in the presence of sunlight. That's why you can only use it at night. So if you're using it at night and the skin cells are falling off during the day, collecting with the oil, your plug's already forming and it's dissolving a little bit of that away, but not enough. And when it comes to breakouts, you really need to start it right away and be proactive about it. This is a proactive approach to getting rid of this dead skin cells that are collecting in your pores. So your pores are going to look clean, right? Because skin cells are very sticky. They're filled with keratin, and it's hard to dissolve that. That's what the mandelic acid is going to do with its exfoliating property. So your skin cells are going to be clean, your pores are going to be clean. That means they're going to look smaller. They're going to be more minimized. That's why when people use Clarity for about 4 weeks time, the skin is very, very smooth like glass. So I can tell immediately when someone comes into me that has used Clarity Serum for at least 1 month. And one bottle of Clarity Serum, by the way, lasts 2 to 3 months easily. So this is a great value for what you're getting, and more importantly, it's going to work, right? It's been tested on many, many clients. I use it. I love it. I have pigmentation issues and I have breakout issues. And when you're a woman and you're breakout prone, you're always at risk of breaking out because of hormones. Hormones are the biggest reason why women suffer from their hormonal breakouts for a reason. But we have hormonal cycles in our period, pregnancy, perimenopause, menopause. So you're always at risk of breaking out. And most of my clients are women, and they're adults that have acne, because a lot of people think that I treat a bunch of teenagers. When I say I specialize in acne, they think I treat a bunch of teenagers. I do treat teenagers, but I treat a bunch of adults. That's really what it is. And it's mostly 95% of my acne clients are adult women that are in their 40s. So this is a real problem, and this is something that dermatologists cannot fix completely by what they're doing, because they're working all around the problem, and not really directly with the problem, which is really what I want to do. I want to make products that get to the origin of the problem and correct it quickly and very easily with minimal amount of products. So my Clarity serums incorporated into what I call my key 3 products, and Boutique also has the key 3. And the key 3 is a 3-step routine. All you need to cleanse, treat and correct, and balance your oil in your skin. And it's the perfect 3 products for adult acne, because you're cleansing gently with a purifying bar that's not offsetting the oil in your skin, because you don't want to do that, because oil is fertilizer for the bacteria. And that's a trigger for acne. Then you use the Clarity Serum. Use the purifying bar twice a day. Clarity Serum just in the morning, because the skin cells fall off during the day. And then twice a day, you're going to use a moisturizer, and you get to pick which one, because the right moisturizer is very, very important. So we have Balance, which is for oily skin, and Nourish, which is for everybody else, combo dry. I'm combo, I use the Enrich. That has 3 different ceramides in it, really to hydrate the skin and cushion it a little bit more than the balance can. And the balance is really for those that are oily, that can't stand to feel anything. Both are fragrance free, both are oil free and water based. So that's really important, is to have water based, to have that balance, because our skin is made of oil and water. And oil and water balance is where these determinations come from. Oily skin, dry skin combination. And everybody has kind of a hard time keeping it at stasis. That's why you're considered dry. Oh, I feel dry, or I'm really overproducing oil. So it's just really the right moisturizer is what you need to really correct and balance the skin in harmony for the oil and water. But the clarity serum, and so the key 3 is I sell over and over and over again, because it's something that you can use short term in order to correct breakouts within 7 days, and then long term.
I didn't mean to interrupt. So something I forgot to say, but it seems we have smart attendees, is how you can ask questions, but people figure it out. So at the bottom there's a YouTube little link or the chat. So we manage. So I let you finish, and then we have a couple of questions that I'm happy to present you with.
Great. Awesome. Thank you so much.
Cool. Thank you, Erica. So question number 1 from Lori. Does this serum contain AHA?
Yes. So AHA stands for alpha hydroxy acid, and it's a family of acids derived from natural things. And mandelic acid is an alpha hydroxy acid derived from almonds. And it is the gentlest of all AHAs, like I was referring to before. Maybe you're familiar with lactic acid or glycolic acid, and salicylic acid is a BHA. But those are like the main players for acne and very, very popular in skincare formulations. I'm not exactly sure why mandelic acid's not more mainstream in skincare products, because lots of clients have never heard of mandelic acid, but it's really the trial and error process that I used in my treatment room on clientele that allowed me to use the mandelic acid. It is really a star ingredient because it's antifungal, it's antibacterial, it's also very brightening, and it's good for all tones of skin. It doesn't matter if you have the lightest fair complexion or the deepest darkest complexion. It doesn't matter if you're male or female. If you're 12 years old, I have clients that are 12 using this. I have clients that are in their 80s using this. So it's very, very gentle, and it does the work for you. You don't need any type of scrub or gritty type of physical exfoliant. This lays on the skin beautifully, sinks into the pores. It doesn't just stay on the skin, it actually gets inside. That's the magic. You have to get inside to the pores so that when the skin cells fall off, they're just being eaten away by the clarity serum. You don't have this binding to your pores and then mixing with oil and then forming that plug. So yes, it's an AHA.
Thank you for this and for insisting on this magic ingredient, the mandelic acid. Yeah, we know, we love it. So then we have a question from Beatrice. How does this help with rosacea?
With rosacea. So rosacea is I treat rosacea very similarly to acne clients, believe it or not. And because a lot of times what happens with rosacea, it's believed to be caused by some of the same bacteria issue as acne. So it's very closely tied. However, rosacea, you have to be very gentle with. You can't have a lot of friction movement. You can't use scrubs. You can't use microdermabrasion. You can't use scrubs. You've got to keep the exfoliant very light and gentle. And that's where the clarity serum comes in, because it actually just stays on the skin like a liquid that just goes right in. So you don't have this friction of exfoliation, because people with rosacea want to anti-age as well. They have the same issues. They have more sensitivity. It's more capillary action. because the capillaries are very thin and at the surface of the skin, and you do not want to weaken those any more than you already have. That's why you have this diffuse redness, or you see the little capillaries in the cheeks and in the nose primarily, but it could be elsewhere too. And if rosacea, there's 4 different subtypes of rosacea, but if you allow it to not be managed, okay, you always have to manage acne and you always have to manage rosacea because there's no cure for either one. They're both genetic. That's the primary piece to know, that you always have to manage both. But with rosacea, if you let it go and don't manage it properly, it can go into a subtype where you have breakouts that look like acne. They mimic acne, but don't have a core. If you squeeze them, you don't have a solid piece there. It's more liquidy. So the Clarity Serum will do the same function as what it's doing for someone with acne. You're still getting rid of the dead skin, but you're doing it in a gentle way. And that's what the secret is, exfoliating gently. So it's helping you anti-age and minimize your pores. It's not going to, but because with the antifungal piece too, it's going to help with the redness.
Okay. Very, very good. Thank you so much for this. We have another question from Lisa. Lisa has been using Proactive. We don't know how old Lisa is, but she said she's been using Proactive for a couple of years now, and she wants to know, how does the serum differentiate from Proactive?
Yeah, I mean, that's a good question. So when people come to me, they've been to the dermatologist. I'd say 80% of the people that come to me with breakouts have been to a dermatologist and they've used Proactive or some sort of Neutrogena, something clean and clear, something like that. It's different because at the beginning, I was talking about the main ingredient players for acne in the market today: salicylic acid, benzoyl peroxide, glycolic acid, and that type of thing. So I believe Proactive has benzoyl peroxide in every step that they make. So they may have a 3-piece regimen: cleanser, serum, moisturizer, or toner, or something to that effect, like 3 or 4 pieces. Each and every piece has the active ingredient in it. And you cannot do that because you have to save the active for the serum. The moisturizer cannot be active with all these powerful ingredients in it, and the cleanser can't be either, because 2 things with acne is oil and skin cells. You have to address both. And if you have a cleansing product that has mandelic acid in it, let's say, you're going to strip all the oil off in step number 1 before you get to put more mandelic acid on. And what happens with that is this highly concentrated serum is going to be fighting through all of the oil production that your skin is now into overdrive making, because you just got rid of it all with that highly active cleanser. And that's why I designed the purifying bar to be very, very gentle, but have natural actives in it that don't offset the oil. That's where that was developed with the help of my clients. So that's in the key 3, that purifying bar. So you cleanse gently with that. All of the actives are in here, because this is what's getting inside the skin. The cleanser just gets washed away in 30 seconds to a minute, right? This stays on all day till you wash it off at night. And then the moisturizer gets put on top, and that balances the oil because it's water-based, it's mimicking oil, and it tells the skin not to make more oil. So then you're addressing the skin cells with the serum. That's the main function of the serum, dissolving away the skin cells, which is the main problem with acne. You have a genetic predisposition of increasing skin cells and falling off. That's the difference between acne-prone individuals and non-acne prone. So you have to address the skin cells. And then you have to address the oil. You can't strip it all away in the beginning because the serum won't get through, and then you'll be too dry and making more oil. And then the moisturizer twice a day is going to balance the oil for you.
Yeah, interesting. I don't think
did that answer your question?
Yeah, I think it was a very clear, bring a lot of clarity. with a very clear answer. Yeah, not everybody knows, and I know myself, like you didn't have to do all these actives after one after another. So thank you for this. And we have, I think, one last question from Isabel, again with acne stuff, because she wants to know if it's safe to use the serum with Accutane.
No. Accutane is an oral vitamin A product that you consume, and it's systemic, so it's in your whole body. And you have to be off of Accutane for 2 months prior to using anything exfoliating. It doesn't matter if it's clarity serum or anything else, because the function of Accutane is to shrink the oil glands in your whole body. And remember when I said acne is really caused by, it's a genetic disposition of people increasing skin cells expelling into the pores. That's the cause of acne. It's genetic. You can't do anything about it. You can just manage it. So the clarity serum exfoliates the skin cells away. Oil is the other piece of the puzzle of acne, and you have to manage that topically with a moisturizer. If you're so this is where the dermatologists come in. They do a retinoid to get rid of the skin cells, and they give you Accutane to get rid of the oil. The problem with Accutane is you don't need it to take a systemic medication for an issue on your face, right? It's just on your face. So oils are a natural protection. You do not want to rid your skin of that. Our skin is our first line of defense, right? It's our largest organ for a reason. If you strip all the oil away, you open yourself up to secondary infections because you lost that protection. So my suggestion, and why I created the key 3 products, is you do not need to go on Accutane because it's a prescription medication with a lot of side effects. There's a lot of side effects and a lot of medications, but Accutane is a huge one. And it doesn't matter if you have cystic acne. I have clients with really, really bad cystic acne that have been on 2 courses or more of Accutane and still have a face full of acne, and they're severely dry because of it. And they cannot use the clarity serum. You can use the other 2 pieces in my key 3, the purifying bar, and you can use the moisturizer, either one, Balance or Nourish. You're probably going to use Nourish because you're going to be dry. Even it's summertime, you're still going to be dry on Accutane. So you can use those 2 pieces, but my suggestion is to get off of the Accutane and then try the key 3. And I am always here as a coach to help you. I take it very seriously when I make the products. I spend lots of time and money developing them and creating and making them, that I want to help everybody that's using them. So I make myself available by phone and by email and on social media. You can direct message me on Instagram, for example. You can message me on Facebook. You can email me at info@freshfaceskincare.com. I'm here to help you because that's who I made the products for you, to help you solve these unsolvable problems. And that's why I do what I do. And I love the transformations and helping people. So I've had thousands of people that I've given the key 3 to, or just clarity serum, and they've had much success, and they continue to purchase the product again. They would never purchase it again if it didn't work, but the same people purchase again and again, and they don't live necessarily local to me. I ship all over the United States and help people from afar. You can send me pictures of your skin. I can tell you exactly what you need. You never have to step foot in one of my studios, and you never have to have a treatment, because the products are meant to stand alone and quickly get rid of the problem and use long-term. And that's good for you long-term. Accutane you can't use long-term, right? It could maybe suppress something quickly in the short term, but you cannot sustain that. This is what's going to sustain your skin in a natural way.
Very good. Thank you so much, Erica. I think we have no more questions, so time to say goodbye. Thank you so very much again to everyone who attended. We have this Fresh 20 promo going on for 24 hours on the site, so we'll send you a quick email with this information. And if you have any more questions, like Erica said, she's open to answer them and to consult with you and you with her. And she's a very talented also advisor, and never pushing products when it's not necessary. She's doing a fantastic job, so go for it. Thank you very much, everybody. Wishing all of you a good end of your day, end of the week. It's almost the weekend. And be well. And as always, stay safe. And we'll see you soon for another event at boutique.com. It's at boutique.nyc, what am I saying? And it's actually tonight at 6 p.m. Eastern time with Snow. We're still on the face, but we're going to the teeth whitening at home, all-in-one kit. So Erica, bye-bye. Au revoir. Au revoir, everybody. And we'll see you soon.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you.